Hello there, I'm Dimitri. I'm doing my screencast of a database related topic for database structures, and I've decided to do one on a topic that interests me very much, and that's space astronomy and astrophysics, more specifically the Kepler mission. So this is a space telescope that has been hunting planets ever since 2009. Up until about 2013, where they lost one of the gyroscope wheels, which essentially stabilized the spacecraft and all the axes, and they kind of lost it. So in 2013, the mission has ended. But for those years, they've been intensely looking at out at about 150,000 stars. Kind of along the galactic plane that way, where there's the highest probability of life-like planets, and not into the center where the radiation is very high. So they've been doing that for a while. It's pretty cool, and they found there've been some incredible discoveries that came out of the whole study. So one of the cool things they do is they're very transparent in their findings, and the team releases a database of all the planets that they find, and this is freely available on their websites. So you can basically, it's a fairly large database that contains all sorts of information. It actually allows you to download the database itself. So once you've downloaded the table, you can into any CSV format. You pretty much have it. You can import it into Excel, and some column explanations, and it's very comprehensive and quite large. And you can essentially, Excel allows you to link it up to SQL, up to the database. We can actually export the data that you want. So it's done actually fairly easily. All you do is you select the range, and if you don't overshoot the target. Sorry, my bad. So you select the database and export it into new table. And because I'm linked up to my SQL server and I've got SQL running, I essentially export it fairly easily right through Excel, and it takes all the columns, and of course you would want to name it something, and from then on, you actually select your existing column as an index, and that's very convenient because it's provided in the database, and you export data. I'm not going to do that now because I already did it, and it takes a little bit of a while. There's quite a lot of records. There's quite a lot of records in here. So at that point, you can open up the file or link up to the database of the exported columns. You can see here Kepler mission, and I've called it K. All our columns are exported, which I thought was pretty neat. It contains decimals, of course, to quite a high degree of precision. There's 30 points. One can, of course, go ahead and change that. But yeah, and then from then on, your database is imported, so we can actually have a look. We can drill down and filter and run through our database and see sort of what the names are, and say their orbital periods or masses or any columns that you want to select it on. You can manipulate the data. What is this? Oh yeah, this is a closed planet that I kind of queried just on the name to see if it's in the database, and right there and then there is Kepler 438b, which has actually been in the news recently, and it's a fairly small planet. It's the only one we found in there, and it's fairly small. I can't see. It's hard to see because you get all the columns. So what you can actually do is you can create a view out of this, and you guys have all done this in class. Oh well, I already made one, of course, since I ran the code. But yeah, you will make a view of the columns that you want, and somewhere in here we'll find our planets. You see two Earth radiuses, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to just import any Excel data or anything like that into your SQL workbench. Thanks, and have a good night.